Salaamu Alaikum. The office of prophethood ceased with the last prophet, Prophet Muhammad. He was given the final revelation from God, the Qur'an, which is preserved and complete. Contrary to the claim of the religion of Islam, the Qur'an stands on its own merits and is in no need of later literature such as hadith books to explain or expand upon it. The Qur'an provides the attributes of prophets which I will be presenting to you in this video. All translations are from the Qur'an, a complete revelation, which can be downloaded for free from Qur'anite.com. Attributes of the prophets. They encouraged men to study and teach the law. It is not for any mortal that God should give him the law and judgment and prophethood. Then he should say to men, Be servants to me rather than God, but be men of God, in that you do teach the law, and in that you do study. Chapter 3, verse 79. They were killed by the deniers. And when it is said to them, Believe in what God has sent down, they say, We believe in what was sent down to us, and they deny what is beyond it. When it is the truth confirming what is with them, say thou, Why then killed you the prophets of God before, if you be believers? Chapter 2, verse 91. Those who deny the proofs of God, and kill the prophets without cause, and kill those who enjoin equity among men, give thou them tidings of a painful punishment. Chapter 3, verse 21. Pitched upon them was ignominy, wheresoever they lost the ascendancy, save by a rope from God, and a rope from men. And they incurred wrath from God. And pitched among them was poverty, because they denied the proofs of God. And they slew the prophets without cause, because they opposed and exceeded all bounds. Chapter 3, verse 112. They were given the law. Say, We believe in God, and what is sent down to us, and what was sent to Ibrahim, and Ismail, and Ishaq, and Yaqub, and the grandsons, and what was given to Musa, and Isa, and the prophets from their Lord. We make no division between any of them, and to him are we submitted. Chapter 2, verse 136. Mankind was one community. Then God raised up prophets as bearers of glad tidings and warners, and sent down with them the law aright, that it might judge between men concerning that wherein they differed. And there differed therein only those who were given it after clear evidence had come to them, through sectarian zealotry between them. But God guided those who heeded warning to that of the truth wherein they differed by his leave. And God guides whom he wills to a straight path. Chapter 2, verse 213. They fought for the cause of God. And alongside how many a prophet have there fought many stoutly devout men, and they fainted not at anything that befell them for the cause of God, and they did not weaken, and they did not yield, and God loves the patient. Chapter 3, verse 146. They did not coerce others. And it is not for a prophet that he should coerce, and whoso coerces will come with what he has coerced on the day of resurrection. Then will every soul be paid in full for what it earned, and they will not be wronged. Chapter 3, verse 161. They followed the instruction of God. We instruct thee, as we instructed Nuh and the prophets after him, and we instructed Ibrahim, and Ismail, and Ishaq, and Yaqub, and the grandsons, and Isa, and Ayub, and Yunus, and Harun, and Suleiman, and we gave Dawood psalms. Chapter 4, verse 163. There is no distress upon the prophet concerning what God ordained for him, the practice of God among those who came and went before, and the command of God is a destiny decreed. Those who conveyed the messages of God, and feared him, and feared not anyone save God, and sufficient was God as a reckoner. Chapter 33, verses 30 and 39. They were raised among the children of Israel. And when Musa said to his people, O my people, remember the grace of God towards you, when he made among you prophets, and made you kings, and gave you what he had not given to any among all mankind. Chapter 5, verse 20. And we gave the children of Israel the law, and judgment, and prophethood, and provided them with good things, and favored them above all mankind, and gave them clear evidence of the command, and they differed only after knowledge had come to them, through sectarian zealotry between them. Thy Lord will decide between them on the day of resurrection concerning that wherein they differed. Chapter 45, verses 16 and 17. They were leaders, judging by the law of God. We send down the Torah, wherein is guidance and light. The prophets who submitted judged thereby those who hold to Judaism, as did the men of God and the religious scholars, with what they were given charge of from the law of God, and they were thereto witnesses. Then fear not mankind, but fear me, and sell not my proofs for a cheap price. And whoso judges not by what God has sent down, these are they who spurn guidance while claiming virtue. Chapter 5, verse 44. Enemies were appointed for them. And thus we appoint for every prophet an enemy, shaitans of men and jinn, instructing one another in the decoration of speech by deception. And had thy Lord willed, they would not do it. So leave thou them and what they fabricate. Chapter 6, verse 112. And thus we appointed to every prophet an enemy from among the evildoers, but God suffices as guide and helper. Chapter 25, verse 31. Those in whose hearts is a disease undermine the proofs brought by prophets. And those who strive to undermine our proofs, these are the companions of hell. And we send not before thee any messenger or prophet, save that when he desired, the shaitan cast into his desire. And God abolishes what the shaitan casts. Then God makes firm his proofs, and God is knowing, wise, that he might make what the shaitan casts a mean of denial for those in whose hearts is disease, and those whose hearts are hardened, and the wrongdoers are in an extreme schism. Chapter 22, verses 51 through 53. People were tested on their arrival. And we sent to a city any prophet only to take its people with affliction and adversity, that they might be humbled. Chapter 7, verse 94. They were witnesses. O prophet, we have sent thee as witness, and a bringer of glad tidings, and a warner, and as a caller to God by his leave, and as an illuminating torch. Chapter 33, verses 45 and 46. And the earth will shine with the light of its Lord, and the law will be set up, and the prophets and the witnesses will be brought, and it will be concluded between them aright, and they will not be wronged. Chapter 39, verse 69. They were mocked. And how many a prophet did we send to the former peoples, and there came not to them any prophet, save they mocked him. Chapter 43, verses 6 and 7. Their line of succession has ended. Muhammad is not the father of any of your men, but the messenger of God, and the seal of the prophets, and God is knowing of all things. Chapter 33, verse 40. And we sent Nuh and Ibrahim, and placed among their progeny prophethood and the law, and among them is he who is rightly guided, but many among them are mentally perfidious. Chapter 57, verse 26. This concludes my presentation on the attributes of prophets in the Qur'an. May God guide you to a straight path. Peace be upon you.